That you're not as smart as you thought you were in the first place. Too bad that you had to get caught. That's not like you to lose face. So sad that you're not as smart as you thought you were in the first place. Too bad, too bad, too bad, too bad, too bad, too bad.
I haven't been home because I have been in this office for the last 72 hours because I lost the keys, okay? And I didn't tell you because I didn't want to look stupid, so I stayed here to guard the place because, believe it or not, this job actually means something to me.
Oh.
If I wanted to have sex with people, I've got better places than this.
Your voice down.
What kind of a mind do you have? Did you imagine me in there having sex in the counseling room?
Laurie made me come.
Sorry, I got a little emotional just then. Do you think I should go apologize to him?
That was so cool. Next time, see if you can make him cry.
Hey, Norm, be careful sitting in your chair. There's a wheel missing.
So this past week, Peter makes a video about James Charles and how he hasn't been cancelled yet, etc. Now, I'm not a fan of James, to be clear, but in my mind, between the two of them, Peter is 1,000 times worse. This piece of shit basically had his army of brain-dead grannies go on the attack for a year now on Raw Beauty. Then it was discovered that Peter was following James all along on his socials. So kindly fuck off, Peter. Oh, I also want to state that Peter was whining again about Jeffree Star and how he lies about his past. That's real rich, coming from Peter, the fake couch therapist. Why Peter's videos are all performative. He should never make videos about James Charles knowing Peter's own past. While he has not flirted with 16 yos, he has flirted with multiple 18, 20 yos and had a baby girl, underage BDSM Tumblr page, so there is that. These are older Reddit comments, but still ring true about Peter and this entire situation with James. So in the drama video today, he says, someone sent him a DM to let him know people are mad at him for following James on TikTok. So Peter checks, and sure enough, he follows him. So Peter just laughs and laughs. Are you kidding me? For real? All that screaming he did about PPL, liking James' posts and that equates to supporting James, and the whole time he's following James. He says he didn't know. Now I ask you guys, why is it when Raw Beauty Christie says she doesn't know he gets all worked up and calls her a liar, but we're supposed to just take his word for it that he didn't know? The man who's railed against James and everyone connected to him, even if there's a degree of separation, for months on end, was oblivious to the fact he follows James. Funny thing is, I'm sure he didn't know, but it's still very irresponsible and so hypocritical. If it wasn't so serious, it would be laughable. You can't make this stuff up. He keeps screaming in videos at PPL, who follow James, and the whole time he follows him. You would think, before he decimated everyone and their brother, that he would have checked his own social media accounts to be sure. Well, I'll say this. He said, if Christie unfollowed James, it would look performative. So what do we call Peter unfollowing James? Performative. That's what we call it. When Daniel Prada did what Peter said and denounced Colleen, he ripped Daniel to shreds. When RBK said she didn't know about the allegations against James Charles involving minors, he didn't give her the benefit of the doubt. He said many times she was lying, and he has even provided false evidence that she lied. He said he found a video where she was referencing Dramageddon, and that it means she did in fact know about the allegations against James. Dramageddon was about James promoting someone else's vitamin and about him flirting with straight men. It was not about the allegations against James involving minors. That came after Dramageddon. Has Peter ever gotten in a video and apologized for him getting that wrong and then using it to repeatedly call RBK a liar? Of course he hasn't. He is so passionate about the predator protectors that still followed James Charles. Peter says he unfollowed, but then makes statements that he could create a fake account if he wished to see their content after being blocked. This is still a view. Also, when it came to him and inconveniencing himself by boycotting Starbucks, well, he has 2 years to decide, like he gave Manny 2 years. No one else got to decide how or when they wanted to handle it without numerous harassing videos. There are videos of him going to Alex's family with bags containing Starbucks pastry boxes. How dare this man? Does he care so much, or is he trying to impress someone with his arbitration of who should be condemned for not making a statement? He's following Dustin again. He revs up on James when Dustin does. Only Dustin has a different approach. Peter gets out the soapbox and starts making demands. His OG status makes him look like a fool. I'm not sticking up for James's behavior, but eventually the tides will turn again on Peter. He never presented receipts of his supposed education or certifications. He claimed there was no paper trail of his certifications in that particular year. Okay, Peter, I'm 2 years older and can still go back to any job or college and get my proof. He's a clown all around. I'd like to kick that soapbox out from under him. Him going after RBK is unhinged behavior. He continues to do it because she continues to completely disregard his unhinged ass. She's got an actual life, unlike Peter's sorry ass. One day, someone is going to give this unhinged goober the attention he's been ordering, and he's going to hate it because he won't look good under the spotlight. Guys, as always, leave your comments down below. Well, Mr. Couch Potato is going on about how he doesn't take care of himself. Oh, grow the hell up, Peter. Gotta say, you had me howling with this comments, live out loud, and be too much. If too much is being a couch potato with a Cheesecake Factory menu at the ready, so be it. Let's dive into these Reddit comments from this week, which are, of course, spot on as usual. So tonight's vlog, the last quarter, is an absolute hoot and worth a watch. He bangs on for at least 15 minutes about his haters, calling him lazy, and that he doesn't do anything all day, but Watch TVI stopped at the bit when he said, "Who's got 2 hours to waste standing in line?" at TJ Maxx. I literally peed myself. I was howling when he said he sometimes takes it too far with the walking. I was howling. Yeah, right. Watch the end. It gets much better. There's a few minutes of my life I won't get back, but the vision of him wearing socks with Crocs/sandals and stuff like that, someone get me help, preferably a therapist who will tell me to do absolutely nothing for a whole week. But I can't. I don't know how to do self-care. I have too many shows to watch, too many videos to film. I have the perfect life. Okay, my battery just died. He takes it too far with the walking? Lol. It's like watching a parody. It doesn't seem real, but yet it is. You question that he has never mentioned a sponsor? All you get from the next day on are mentions of his sponsor. Friends have disappeared. Next day on long conversations and copious quantities of interactions with friends. Doesn't ever sit with Alex on back deck? Alex did plenty of sitting watching Boo. Doesn't go to meetings. Next day, he is attending constantly. Doesn't have the linguistic or vocabulary of a graduate school reader. Next day, you get a list of esteemed authors. Wash, rinse, repeat. This may be his main source of material other than television. Peter is the laziest, most inactive human I have ever seen, not in a wheelchair period. There may be hundreds, thousands out there, but I have never witnessed them. That 15 minutes was hilarious. He said he lives for watching TV shows, taking naps and vacations. That was the most authentic and truthful thing he has said in a long time. A good PR move for the Monn, since those statements about him loving leisure aren't disingenuous and false. For a brief moment in time, he was able to ground himself in reality. He doesn't need a therapist. He only needs to read Reddit to gain some much-needed perspective. He is no PR expert. His ego blocks his self-awareness. Therefore, he can't spin his own narrative in a believable manner. He really should be thanking us for giving him something to talk about on his vlogs. He could give us credit instead of making up some clandestine BS about stalkers or people direct messaging him. But that would be too risky and a threat to his control. He can't let his flock wander too far over to the dark side of Snark Reddit. Who knows what those pearl clutchers will see? He had a moment of clarity and a nanosecond of linear-based reality when owned his blessed life of unabashed leisure. He didn't deny his activities of daily living. He should own his life and his takeout choices, etc. Ditch the obvious BS about his inability to sit still and, like he always says, live out loud and be too much. If too much is being a couch potato with a Cheesecake Factory menu at the ready, so be it. This is his MO. Everyone knows it. Sure, people will still have their snarky comments about his lifestyle, but he won't be creating the fake fantasy that he works like a dog in his condo. He likes to nap, relax, and watch TV. Period. End of story. He even said he might film himself watching TV. Lol, a brief moment of levity. A moment of authenticity is never a bad idea. I came here because he mentioned Reddit. I didn't seek it out. He kept going on about his stalkers and harassers, and he mentioned Reddit. That made me curious, so I came over and read over here. Then, it just clicked that it was all true. While it's true, Peter has turned off many viewers with the way he was yelling at them, threatening them, and doxing them. I think his diehards have also played a part in his continued dwindling numbers. I used to read his comments fairly regularly, and I started noticing when anyone said the slightest thing that wasn't 100% butt-kissy, his diehards would swoop in. Most people aren't going to put up with that for long. I think Peter has created a bit of a monster with his wolf pack, and it actually started working against him. That's why I left his FB groups. If you don't agree 100% with what he says or does, and actually have the nerve to say it, the nicest community on YT will attack, especially his real-life friends. 100%. He has a group of stans called the Wolf Pack that gang up on everyone that disagrees or has another opinion. Whenever he starts in on RBK, I like to go over there and leave a snarky comment. It's like feeding the sharks, especially because my YouTube name is It's Me, Boo Radley. I never stick around to watch the feeding frenzy. I just comment and bug out and laugh, of course. I'm sure the Wolfpack tears me to shreds. In my opinion, it's absolutely a contributing factor. He has cultivated a toxic audience that is a reflection of himself. By repeatedly showing his audience that he absolutely cannot handle criticism, his audience cannot handle criticism on his behalf either. Not sure if it's just me and my brain is freezing in the cold, but was his exchange with the guy he lives with today extremely cringeworthy? I couldn't believe the amount of questions he asked him and the one-worded responses he got in return. If someone spoke to me like that, fake kiss or not, I would definitely not be publishing that very weird exchange. Okay, time for me to watch a movie. Oh, here's one. He's just not that into you. The guy he lives with. I'm cracking up. Well, guys, as always, leave your comments down below. And Peter Sweetie, if you are going to use your fake handles on my comment section, do yourself a favor and space them out. It was funny watching you get heated last week.
Oh, I couldn't sleep down here anyway, Stanley. The smell of that paint makes me sick.
Why don't you stuff cotton up your nose?
Because I'd suffocate.
want you to scare anybody. You get that, Helen?
Well, then we'll take those.
Fine. You'll also need aerobic suits, warm-up outfits, wristbands, headbands, leg warmers.
Wait a minute. Leg warmers?
Well, you need something to keep your thighs warm. What are you using now?
Friction. That's why we're here.
Ladies, I'm sorry. When you told me you were serious, I took you literally. Just forget this stuff. Wear your sweats.
No, Yvonne, we want all that stuff.
Yeah, we do. We really do.
Well, I don't. I'm going to stick with my sweatsuit and my PF flyers. I'll see you girls in the locker room. Yvonne, she's not serious.
Never has been, never will be.